Hello, everybody, and I need to turn down my mic before I blow out people's eardrums. Hello. That is much better, actually. Damn. Okay. We're gonna do a quick mic check really quickly because I didn't think this would get this high and intense. I'm still in the red. Didn't expect this intensive. Now I've gone too low. Sorry for the. All right. Fenrir, speak.
Okay. What's everyone been up to? I presume you don't want me rapping, because then we might get copyrighted.
No. Mason, you speak.
Howdy, partner. Doing all right.
You're good. Nox, speak.
Hey, Tyler.
Nox, I will turn yours up a little bit in Discord.
You're so quiet today.
And you, I will turn you down.
Same thing as usual.
Okay, we should be fine.
Luckily, I am very good at whispering.
Speaking. Okay. So. All right. It's been a while. Not gonna lie. It's been a while.
It was me. I was behind him.
I knew it.
Because I would actually not want to be in Atlanta right now. It is like I think it's like
underwater.
94 degrees right now and 90% humidity where I am right now. So it's not a fun time.
We're at like I didn't actually check, so I don't know for certain, but I think we're at 100% humidity, somewhere in the 90s, and it's just like that's why we call it Atlantis. We're just underwater.
Yeah. See, I would hate that, and I hate every bit of that as I'm listening to it right now.
Luckily, we don't need humidifiers here.
I don't need humidifiers either.
It's
a
nice.
humidifier right now because I'm at 90. I don't need 100. Anywho. All right, so y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna recap the last couple of like session notes that I have. So the bull escaped, and you all were teleported to the clock tower. Talked to the Mistress of Magic about what's going on and stuff. Got into the restricted section and were able to look at a bunch of maps and stuff, and you discovered that the bull most likely escaped into the Theocracy of the Saviors and to a ruined city known as previously known as Brat. Not shows Mistress Magic the Ring of Mind Shielding, which shielded him when he went into the theocracy way back when. She goes, okay, go and give this note to the Forge lady and tell her it's from me and tell her I need these ASAP. The Forge lady gets all upset because it's super particular and super nitpicky things. She does it, but she's annoyed that it comes through. Fenrir finds a pet shop at some point. I have that written down for some reason.
Because he wanted to release all
He
the pets.
He was distracted for a hot minute.
I
By
guess so.
captive animals.
I guess so. Y'all go hunting. You have a great, nice little party. A male boy appears. You learn about the capital city of the theocracy, and about the church, and about different kind of like the gods' highways stuff. Mason goes and researches the highway. I don't think you got anything from it. Or I don't
You
think
said
we
there was something like
determined that.
Yeah, I
Did
thought
we
you said-
determine that?
I thought you said it was something like ley lines or something not similar to that.
Yeah, similar to like ley lines and stuff. Then you guys get the ring and give them to her, and we are now here. You're all in the office, Mistress of Magic, and she now has all the rings laid out, and Nox has your ring sort of more off to the side and stuff. She goes through and she starts the ritual. Large amounts of lights and fanfare. One of the most interesting things happen is that the while she's doing this, each her office is surrounded by different like individual rooms that that serve like each element. It has like each element is housed within there. Some of them are blocked off entirely because they're very dangerous. Dark. They're one. Light is also somewhat blocked off because straight up light would blind you if you even looked at it. As she's doing this ritual, you see faint wisps of magic come from different rooms and pour magic into the ritual itself, aiding to its success. And as the ritual is on, all the rings more or less color and shape, and finally they solidify back into the rings that they were before. And as the ritual completes, you notice something that none of you really noticed that much before, but when you're looking at the rings, just like Nox's, it has a slight shine of it that's more of like a not really yellow as as the rings are gold, but more of like a black sort of shimmer to them. And you notice it that even Nox's ring has this in this sort of intense light as magic kind of fades away. Goes, all right. And she puts one on herself. And she goes, here's the rest for you. And Nox, you're back.
Nice.
Thank you kindly.
You're welcome.
So, how does this work? I suppose I won't understand either way.
It protects you from the influence of the brainwashing effect in the theocracy. Wait, brainwashing or
Yeah.
disguise or both?
Brainwashing, really.
Just
It protects
the
you from the
brainwashing.
barrier.
Yeah.
From the barrier. I didn't make it any sort of other ability because then it would clash with mechanics and actual things. So I was like, yeah, it just blocks this one theatrical barrier that I made
That's fair enough.
because
Sweet.
otherwise it'll just circumnavigate stuff and
Mhm.
that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, so his explanation stands. He it protects you from the brainwashing effect. You cross into the theocracy's land.
He'll just nod, looking. Oh, over the last day, something that we kind of skipped between then and now. They took out the werewolf who's been in nothing but open rags since joining them, and got him some actual clothes and an actual barber. Uh, he looks a lot more like a person now.
Yes.
He'll just nod and grunt as gruffly as ever. And... All right, we will take your gift and search for the dangers immediately. We can't let them get too far.
Well, exit our I person. And
Yep.
you all go in. Travel. Sneaking station, which is the closest main uh, the main road, which links up with Theocracy Saviors. As you travel along, this road is popularly traveled. There are a lot of people traveling this road, mainly merchants, others that are going from one place to the next. As you get to the border, there is a great deal of people waiting in line. There's a lot of carriages all about. And as you look ahead, Knox, roll me a quick history check for me.
Don't expect anything fancy. That's a 3.
Just people. Just 2 guards are doing the border crossing. Oh, what do you guys wanted?
Which one should do the talking, if possible? Two introverts look over.
Pretty much.
Jason just rolls his eyes. I guess I'll do the talking. As I guess he's just gonna see like go through like whatever customs. I don't think like Mason knows.
Oh wait, why are we going there officially?
Oh, and we could just give something kind of something quick, since technically It's my profession, an investigator. Could be something. Nox, you have any other ideas? What to say?
Not particularly, but might do well to if we support the saviors rather than condemn them. They're very touchy about that.
All right. Easy enough.
So we're basically saying that we just kind of want to just travel here. Support them.
Say we're on a pilgrimage to the church, to the capital.
All right. I'll do my best as he's gonna go to the official to help kind of get us through customs.
Oh.
You have that notes?
I was going through my notes to remember what they did last time. And I remembered their current. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, right here. That really quick. No problem last time. Okay. So, as you go up in line and as you kind of discuss amongst yourself, like, what are we gonna say? Officially,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah, and just
coalesce with religious pilgrimage as the foremost reason, which is pretty smart. No one's really gonna double guess of pilgrimage. As you get front of the line, say, hello. What is your reason for bringing Ava?
just a religious pilgrimage.
Ah, might I ask where this pilgrimage will be taken?
Does Mason know too much of the locations that are the most holy?
You would
We-
know what the capital city's name is.
Yeah.
You would know that off the top of your head. It's theatrically called the Savior's Capital.
Luckily, it was easy to remember.
Yeah, luckily.
We personally wanted to hit up the Savior's capital first, and then just kind of see as we go if anything else catches our eye.
Ah, very well. I will need the entry fee of 2 shenanigans.
Oh, I forgot about this crap.
Mason has
Nox
9.
remembers this.
Yeah, Nox just
They have a
shuffles them
local
out.
money system that is much more
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah.
And it's really painful to try and remember.
I don't even
I
remember
have
if
it
we
written
ever
down.
found out what the transition rate was.
It's 2 silver.
Yeah, but basically,
That's
Nox
specific.
pulls out everything required to get all of us across and
Okay.
passes it forward.
All right.
Is it? We are saying that we're out of town. Is it fine to be like, oh, we only have this? Do we need to fix that now?
No, they'll accept silver pieces at the border.
It'll
So-
just mark us as, oh, these people aren't from here once we're inside, which Wasn't in
I
our
mean,
plans to
they
deny any.
expect it from travelers and pilgrimage and stuff like that, that they won't necessarily have their specific currency. So, you all get through without any issues. Go pass through order, feel a wave of magic come across you for a good while before finally the end of it. As you look at your ring, they become completely blackened. And after a couple seconds, they're slowly turning back gold.
Seems like we shouldn't loiter or go back and forth frequently.
I don't think I would personally like to be coming here too much.
Crossing the border is risky, so once we get that bit out of the way, maybe okay.
So, as you travel across, a movable marker. I forgot to make your guys' marker movable.
We're there forever.
Do that really quickly, because otherwise, I wouldn't be able to know where you go. Okay, there you go. About a day passes, and it's pretty much nightfall at this point. When you get to Gelavar Village.
Look at it.
So, as you get into the city, see everyone around, and they're all happy. Everything last minute. Love doing it. Right? As you enter, as you go up to city walls, the guards look over to all of you and go, "Wait a minute. Where are you coming from?"
It's the border from the school.
So we just arrived from the college. We're currently doing a pilgrimage.
I see. Don't cause any trouble. They let you through. As you enter into the main square, you realize this is pretty sparse. There isn't really a ton of people just inside the city walls. There are maybe 50 houses.
How does such a small city have walls?
They're not, I say walls. They're not like well built up like a full-fledged city. They're more so just like normal cities will have walls that are like 10 to 20 foot high. These are like 8.
I'd still ask one of the others about it.
And probably just not in their budget to make them bigger. And if it's just, calm and peaceful here, no point in, putting all that resources into something.
And we're surprised they have walls at all.
It's pretty calm, given that most people are brainwashed.
Yeah.
Nox, as you go into the center square, you recognize the church in front of you immediately, and as you look up, you see a familiar shard gem affixed to the top of the clock tower.
Nox would point up to it, in a not too obvious manner, and say
You'll
that's
lean
how
over
they...
and tell us, "Don't look now, but up."
And then, yeah, Fenrir's just like, what, up there?
Then Nathan just tries to move his head down. Don't be obvious.
And he says, that's how they control the masses. They're all over the country.
Seems like overkill.
Is this the town where we saw all the portals and whatnot?
Nope. That was the village of the Forgotten.
That was it.
That one, if you're
forgot.
looking at the map, that one is the village that is the southmost village. Surrounded by a forest, it's like right on the edge of the border.
Still, we like the idea of the whole brainwashing. That's just a little too much for me. And I even go through all this trouble. Sometimes the right words can get people to follow you. That's why cults are a thing.
Since when have tyrannical leaders ever cared for what's right and what's good?
Yeah, true.
All right. Are there any stops you wanted to make along the way?
What was that?
Nothing
So
comes to mind.
we're traveling to where our quarry is hiding. Are there any towns or such that you wanted to make specific stops in, since you've been here before?
So, if I recall correctly, we're heading for basically where the large crossroads are, right?
Sure. So back to the main out of the. So, if you look at the main map, the route you took last time
Was along the river to the...
was along the river. Went up the river towards the net, went to the clock tower. You went to Weinerford, and you got off at Weinerford and cut directly over to the Sinful City ruins, which is what the Theocracy of the Saviors called the ruined city of Brat, which was the capital city of the Dwarven Empire when they were occupying this land. At this point, it'd probably be around 100 years ago. That's where you went last time. This time, you could go through the main road. It will take you a bit long. It will take you a bit longer because instead of going diagonally straight towards it, you're going over and then up.
But we're also like,
But
you
you're gonna
know,
have to pass
usually
through the
roads are
capital,
faster.
which then you have to deal with the capital.
What time of day is it?
At the moment, it's a night.
Okay. So it's looking like we should probably stop here. Unless we like desperately do not want to be in town for some reason.
I think
Well, Knox would mention the Clockwork Tower, and an interest in going back there. Though it is considerably out of the way, it's easier to get to it on the way by going downriver than on the way back.
What do you want to get
Yeah,
from
it
it?
would be downriver. A river way. So wait, let me just refresh my memory here. Downriver is where the river flows to.
Yes.
Okay. But I said upriver before.
Yeah, upriver is against the current.
Okay.
This is like Egypt. We're going downriver, which is north.
Okay. Yep. Continue. Sorry.
We travelled by water before. Then we found the tower, and then we continued on. There was a way where we could hire horses, but it was not cheap. It took most of what we had. But I dare say we could follow the river somewhat further and then cut down to our target, thus avoiding the capital directly.
Is the capital worth avoiding?
To be honest, the entire country is worth avoiding. I would imagine the capital is the worst part.
If we
And-
simply want to get out as quickly as possible, straight there and straight back would likely.
I have to admit I am somewhat tempted to go to the northern port and secure passage out prior to sending on our target. Getting out of this place was very harrowing last time.
If we were leaving, would it be faster to leave through the ports or just go west? I do not know the borders too well.
I mean, west could work.
Not-
I've never been that far west.
Ooh.
Huh. Goodness. Much.
DC 10 history.
Yeah, it's gonna be really great. Go ahead and roll me history. I want to see if you remember something.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, we've seen how good my history rolls are. Let's
I
go.
know.
50-50.
Come on.
I
Manifesting
don't
it.
think.
Good roll. Good roll.
Come on, buttons, work! 7.
That'll be enough to remember a bit of it.
I've
You
been here before.
promised a certain group of people to help them get something back that was in the possession of a notable figure within the capital city.
Oh wait, I was there too.
Fenrir, you were there too. Actually, Fenrir, you roll too. See if you get better.
Was Fenrir there or was Keck there?
Fenrir was
No,
there.
Fenrir was there.
This was after.
This was later.
This was when you were in the kingdom of Ulv. After you
11.
got through, you remember that that you both actually correct that. You both promised the protectors of the mind that you would help them get back the stone next time you were in the capital. You
We need
also
to grab-
remember that it was very hush hush and you weren't supposed to tell anyone other than you. So Mason and Kelda, who's not here, but we'll pretend he's here, technically outsiders to the situation who don't know of the secrecy.
Oh, Nox, with the thing in your head, we were supposed to go to the capital anyways. So even if we go north, we're gonna have to cut back into it. Or at least back. Afterwards, although I would... Not sure which I would prefer to do first.
This is true.
Cafe kind of
Suppose there's-
pipes up
What's
and
going on?
goes, "The first things first, though, we should try to cut off Bull because if he has any companions in the capital, that might end up worse than us finding him alone."
Do you think getting rid of his companions first, or making sure he has nowhere to run?
I would say go to the city, the ruined city. Because, I mean, you all saw the maps. This thing was levels and levels long, and we've been there. It's filled with all types of monsters and creatures. It's not going to be easy to get out there and get out of the city within a couple days. It's going to
So
take time.
you think straight? You think straight to where the bull is?
If we can eliminate him, that's one piece off the board. And he could possibly be in with the leader of the city and lock down the city from all of us, leading to us not being able to enter the city.
It certainly works if he is not otherwise prominent or already using the city as protection.
It's true, but he should only be like a day ahead of us. So by the time we reach the ruined city, he would have only been in the ruined city for like a day.
I think we're a couple days behind because we needed to
Or a couple
get
days
everything
behind.
together.
But
Yeah.
you get the point. He's not like a week ahead of us.
All right. If we want to maintain pace, we're going to need to go straight to where we think he's going. Nox, how important is seeing this clock tower?
Not very. It was just a curiosity, I suppose.
Right.
Catface kind of looks at you and is like, remember those mechanical soldier thingies? Could ask to borrow one to help.
We could, but be more inclined in asking him to help secure our escape.
If he's a
No
a
doubt
wizard,
the fight will draw attention.
do you have a faster way to our destination once we get to him?
Potentially. He's certainly an interesting character, and I would wager he's quite a strong ally.
If you think we could get such a thing, then that might be a gamble, but one with high rewards.
Yes, I have to agree. If you don't mind the detour, of course.
I do mind, but the reward for a successful gamble is we both get aid and there faster. If we simply have to get to his place and he can make us appear where we want to be, we might arrive even ahead of the bull.
And even surprise him outright.
Presuming that he has a way for us to get there, of course, and is cooperative.
Well, we're talking of a wizard who has quite literally built his own tower and a small army. If anyone in this area was likely to be capable of such a thing and be against the saviors, I would imagine it would be him.
Sounds like you have an interesting, I don't know if I'd say friend is the word, but
Acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Alright. Give me seconds. Magic book. I brought it in my living room area.
We're gonna
For
talk
something
amongst
else, and
ourselves.
I need it for a moment for the Clock Tower Wizard and for other things that happen in this country. For spells
we're gonna
and
we're gonna
epics. So
discuss
give me like
amongst
2
ourselves.
seconds. I'll be right there. Whilst we're doing that, we'll say that you guys got a room in the inn, and you guys are currently in the inn, sort of discussing this hush amongst yourselves and discussing other things. So if you have any questions for me, just hold it for like 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Are either of you able to tell if they are magically watching us?
Sadly, Fenrir, I'm not as familiar with this location compared to Nox. I only hear a lot of hearsay and rumors. And, well, when you have a person like me with my type of repertoire and occupation, you take everything you hear with a grain of salt, unless it's like fully proven. So I can't say.
If they have quite the control over this region that they like people to think they do. But best risks.
All right, that's just a risk we'll need to make then. So currently, the plan is to travel north and meet with this strange wizard. Hopefully, he can give us aid and transportation to the buried city. We will meet the bull, potentially even as he's arriving, and finish off our quarry. After that, we will go to the capital and deal with Nox's enemy. I don't know much about him. Have you seen him before, Druid?
None of us have. Very little about him. You're on about the bull.
Oh, I was saying after the bull, the leader of the saviors or whatever.
Oh. I've seen him, but I would not remember his face. Though I dare say I would remember his presence if I was near him.
Alright. Well, if we want that to go on without a hitch, then defeating the bull will not only have to be done, it may need to be done quietly. Which probably won't be the hardest thing buried deep below a city, but
It also helps that I'm not gonna lie, fellas, if when we fought the Kraken, that was his name, correct? Or the squid?
Mhm.
What was
Kraken.
But
yeah. If we didn't get that, surprise attack, things would have possibly gone a lot further down south. In fact, if he got the drop on us, well, I wouldn't lie.
I'm
If
glad
all
that
of
he
us,
didn't have any allies when we found him.
oh yes, same. But Lord, yeah, these guys are tough fuckers.
Yes, it might be a little much to ask us to battle with any further limitations on ourselves, but I do hope that, at least with the city so far underground, even as loud as we can be, won't alert anyone to any problems. At least not for several days until they expect return mail or what have you.
Thankfully, as long as we keep our heads down, it's not like we're gonna draw a lot of attention. Mostly when we're tossing and turning and, getting a little bit more rowdy with fighting, that noises and heads start to turn our way.
I'm glad I've got everything out early then. I just realized we might have another week where I'm stuck only looking like this, and unable to do anything fun.
You look good, Fenrir.
I'm not used to being one thing.
Look very dapper. I think that's one of the compliments Catface has ever given. To be honest.
I don't think Catface gives a lot of compliments, period, that I can remember.
Not that much.
Alright, well, we leave in the break of dawn.
Yep. Early bird catching worms, like usual.
And remember that it's a strike of luck for our direction to pay off. Maybe give a prayer or two.
as soon as you say give a prayer to, Nox like snaps his head round and looks at you and says, If you do that while we are in this region, I would strongly suggest you do not get overheard, or we will all be crucified.
Just keep it in your head, friends, and don't do any other like religious signaling. Just in your head. In your head.
I hadn't thought of it. Wait, really? I know they're devout, but the gods all live together.
Not as far as these are concerned.
Plus, it just helps with our cover. If we just say that we're here for a religious, retreat, and we start praying a different way than how they do, uh, they start asking questions.
Oh, they won't ask questions.
Yeah,
And he kind
they
of
probably.
draws a clawed finger across his throat.
Hey, I'm
They know
going.
I'm not here for Uller.
I'm giving best case scenario here.
Fair enough.
I'm
All
only
right.
give.
I will do it out of sight then. Do like to at least keep him up to date with any information he might not be privy to yet.
Knox almost gives a slightly incredulous look to Mason. Is like, does he not know how gods work?
Guys, the gods in these type of worlds can't see everything. You can see a lot, not everything.
Yeah, but the concept of gods are usually omnipresent, omnipotent, so it's just one of those most people would kind of more figure all seeing, all knowing.
Yeah, like we know above
Like-
table that they don't see everything, but
But you also
like,
need to
if
know
you
in
worship
table
one,
that they don't know everything too. Because if there's any stories of the gods ever making mistakes or learning of things or doing things and then finding out that it was like new information, now you know there are some cases where they don't know everything. Like if they ever screw up, yeah.
Night passes. Well, I assume you see that first light.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
First light. The town is busier now than at first light. And notice that there are people advertising for a ferry service where they'll bring you a small boat downriver to the next town that's up the river. I said it earlier, but okay.
Winterford?
Winterford.
If we go down that way, it will both be in our direction, but isn't your wizard along the path? We could jump off.
not exactly along the path. He's along the river, on the edge of the northern mountains.
The ferry follows the river the direction we want to go, right?
Yes. Um, as you go to investigate, kind of see what it's all about. There is a person who is using magic to push the boat faster at the end. Other than that, there's no other person on the vessel. other than your group.
How long is the journey from this city to the next?
Via walking,
Via boat. To Winterford.
so via boat would take like a day and a half. And the boat is definitely faster than walking.
Do you break for sleeping, or is that done on the boat?
Uh,
Well, I'd
break
say
for
being on the boat is
sleep.
low energy, so
If you see the first like kink where it goes up and then down on the river, first kink here, like right past where the clockwork tower is, that's where the rest point is. And then you go down and
We were thinking of seeing the Chance Mountains. Any way we could get passage to the first rest point?
yeah, technically. Although the edge of the Chance Mountains is maybe like 2 hours that way if you walk.
We were hoping seeing the center. The largest mountains are often there. It's the best view of the capital.
Sure. We can let you off at the night break.
Well,
The
Uh,
boat driver will go off Winterford after.
that'll be fine. It is a close enough walk.
All right.
He'll look towards the other two and be like, "Well, it's walking."
Walking.
no, it's just nuts. Maybe it's walking.
All right. For your party, it'll be 2 Shanaiks.
Knox just rolls his eyes and hands it over.
How much is it?
2 gold. I'm keeping this up for the whole time we're here.
I love it. Do it more often.
It is world building. So, all right. So, we'll go off. Blow off down the river. There's some nice sights. You mainly remain in the center of the river, and this river is pretty wide as it is. Even at you guys in the center, there's probably about 5 foot on each side as to how far over it goes. Once you get to about the first kink, pulls over the boat onto the land, and you guys are let off. And he goes, "All right. Well, it's nightfall now, so you can rest and go in the morning."
I mean, does he need to rest? Because we're just
Well, yeah,
passengers.
he's saying that while setting up like a tent for himself.
Oh, okay.
He's
And
going,
this is the
"I'm gonna
point where
rest
we
here
were
for the night,
expecting. Okay.
and I'll be off in the morning."
Are you both okay going in the dark? I know it was a rough ride, but
I'm fine.
what do you think,
No
Nox?
bother
Get
to me.
let's move to our destination as quick as possible. We'll be off then, boat bringer.
Alrighty. Be careful. I heard a lot of people go missing around this part of the Chance Mountains.
That's so. Tied the monsters?
Nobody knows. Nobody finds the bodies. And those who go to investigate also go missing.
Well, ain't that reassuring.
That's why we got weapons.
I guess so.
Nox doesn't say anything.
As you go away from the bus. As
The
you
The
go
water bus.
from the boat driver.
It's shaped
Nox,
like a
would you
duck.
like to enlighten the people?
Yeah, he would say closer to the river's end there is an city hidden underground. An old abandoned one that's been taken over by all kinds of
No. Not talking
Ill.
about that. He's talking about the tower
What?
itself.
We're
Referring
on
to
the
the
top
Oh,
of
I
that.
thought you were talking about the people that were going missing and like
Yes, because people on this side of the Chance Mountains, where the tower is.
Oh, because the tower attacks people.
Yes.
Forgot.
yeah, I forgot that. I thought he was more specific.
So we were all just like, yeah, if there's a monster, I'm sure we can take it.
No, I thought it was because people were being abducted and taken to that city and experimented on.
Now, if you remember
Obviously
correctly, I'm gonna give it to you. The tower is guarded by clockwork soldiers who
That I remember.
attacks the people who are brainwashed. Have any hints of brainwashing to them.
Yeah, because he really hates the saviors, doesn't he?
And the saviors hate him. So it's a mutual thing.
Mutual.
And the reason why they don't find the bodies is because, well, they're killed and then they're just disposed of.
Robots eat them.
See, I told you he was a good dude.
So, you guys
Only
travel.
good
Do you guys
dudes kill
travel
and
all
eat
night, or
innocent
do you
people.
guys rest?
How far away is it from that kink to the tower?
Right now it's around probably around midnight, and you're about halfway there. If you'd continue, you'd get there by daybreak.
If we hurry, perhaps we can still beat him there. Although, if you imagine a battle might ensue there, we might want to.
The boat
Have our
ride
wits
has
about us.
already saved you probably 2 days of travel.
And I'm also imagining if we were walking straight from Elvar village to the capital, or especially if we're trying to go along the main roads towards the sinful city, that'd be quite a while.
Yeah.
So if they're taking the regular way there, if we get teleported, we might actually be quite a bit ahead of schedule of them. So if our gamble works out, we may have much time to spare, but if it doesn't, we'll be even more behind than otherwise.
The choice is yours. You guys want to rest here, or do you want to continue forward?
Continue. We
Yeah,
haven't
might as well.
done
I
much
feel
to
fine.
drain us.
I feel fine to continue.
Well, I mean, yeah,
So-
we still have all of our resources. Not like anybody use spell slots, so
As you continue,
technically still.
you reach entrance of the tower. Slight little road going across. You see two mechanical things just standing in grass, standing still. As you look all around them, you see dried blood, see bits and pieces of people that are decomposing. See that even this small little path is drenched in blood.
And he's like looking over. It's Fenrir. See, might have been shocked, but he actually just looks a bit too excited. Full of hunters, although they don't move now. Is your wizard friend asleep? Or are they finally getting up with the crack of dawn?
I would not know.
You can
You
go over and
all
knock.
approach the tower. The clockworks perk up, turn towards all of you, and they kind of like tilt their heads different ways, like trying to examine you. And by the time you hit the front door, step and turn away from all of you. It's the outer point.
Nox sort of grins and walks through.
Well,
Reach
We're not
the
get-
front door. And
Knock.
yeah, I think all of us like collectively just knock.
as you knock, this door is made of metal. It is entirely shaped as like a giant deer. As you knock on the door, you see a small little, like, mechanical arm come out with a crystal attached to it. And as it looks over all of you, it goes, "Oh, Knox, I wasn't expecting to see you again."
Believe me, I was not expecting to be back.
Here, let me let you in. As you see the door begin to just roll to the side. As in front of you, a small geared plate that functions more or less like an elevator.
How do they make it move like that?
As you enter, the door shuts and the elevator goes up. Reach the top of the tower. Gears are turning all around you. Sounds of steam going off every now and again. And everything's just going around. And the Clockwork Wizard comes up and goes, "Nux, who are your friends here?"
New acquaintances forged through many more trials.
Oh,
I,
and what
I thought
happened
we were
to the
friends at this
others?
point.
One met a rather infernal end.
What about that
And-
bird fellow? I always loved that bird fellow.
Well, he met an even more infernal end. Still alive, but let's just say his allegiance has changed. You can definitely pick up the bitterness in his voice as he says it.
He kind of looks over to you. "I'm sorry to hear about it. Such is life."
His
however.
heart's in the right place, but his way of going about it is entirely wrong.
As are most
Fenrir's
people
gonna-
who think they're right.
Fenrir's gonna lean over to Mason and be like, "Did they break up?"
Mason just kind of shrugs.
Gonna assume Knox is gay here. Okay.
Honestly, I didn't think Nox really cared.
I mean, he does like the word.
How can I help you?
We were planning to track down the bull. He should be arriving in the hidden underground city any day now. Nock said that you might have help, or even a faster passage there. Could be ahead of him. He would have no reason to expect an ambush.
We basically come humbly requesting any help you may be able to offer.
Your fellows down there seem to not like the country. Afterwards, we plan to take a hit on the capital.
Well, can't help you with that. I've been in that for a while.
Nox's eyes clearly light up at that.
Like, pulls out a spell book. Clearly is like going through it and looking through it. Can't really do much to the fact that, well, um, index. Just he pulls out and as he puts up the scroll, gives it over to Nox and says, don't open this, don't activate it until you're ready to use it.
Well, I know I'm ready.
When you'll need it. It's a scroll of the Clockwork's Stone Defender. It'll conjure up one, and it'll last there for about 10 minutes. Then it will disappear.
Combative or defensive?
It can do both, technically, but it has a reaction to intercept attacks if you're near it, so it's good in both situations, but it can save you in a fight.
Or buy us time to escape?
As for the capital, goes, as for the cap, I have a great many plans when it comes to that. Where are you targeting? Who are you targeting? Or be my first question, really.
Sure,
Well,
me or Nox will remember.
we're talking about the bull, right?
No,
No.
capital.
For the capital. You shifted over to the capital. Because, like, I'm already partially planning something.
Oh, aren't we going for the
High
like
priest or something?
the high priest or the pope or whatever it
The
is?
Pope.
The pope,
And he goes,
yeah.
oh, you're going after the main.
Yes, I have a personal vendetta to settle.
There is entrance that may serve you some use. It is a direct passage that brings you straight into Pope's chambers. It's his escape route if the church were to ever go under siege. However, since my travels to the capital, I have noticed that security is a bit lax when it comes to the entrance.
So we could go in the way they expect to escape.
It is not really half of the city, that is per minute. I can't adequately go around.
We have a pin.
Southern east tower of the walls surrounding there is in the rock a slight depression. If you pour healing magic into that crevice, a door will open. Brings you down underneath the ground of the cathedral and into the Pope's personal chambers. Now, opening the door will be quite noticeable since it is opened by moving the bed. So, someone's in there, they alert them.
Still seems like the best entrance.
Uh,
And he takes out a
Anybody
map
have-
and he points over.
Anybody got more than just healing word? We got cure wounds.
Any healing spell will work.
I mean, yeah, I've got Healy Pops.
Yeah. So those will work perfectly. The Thank you.
Well, I'm not as familiar, but like, how much of an effect will it have if we get rid of we put it the Pope? Like, everything just starts trickling down, or is it just, you know, it's only going to be a minor nuisance?
He is a very important object. Need to get it from him. Getting the object will do more than simply taking him out.
All right.
Is it in his scepter? I'll look at Nox.
So far as I'm aware, it's how he controls everything. He'd be crippled without it.
So
And
capturing his scepter is the utmost importance in that venture.
I believe so. But handling that scepter would be no easy feat for most.
I'm used to just taking things. You think it would hurt to touch?
It has, I believe, Mind Stone within it. Few mortals can wield such a stone safely. I'm sure the staff itself has been made in such a way to make it wieldable, but it is not wise to do so without care.
You think I should do other than simply take it from him the first moment I get?
Oh no, by all means, get it out of his hands as fast as you can. But if you feel strange in any way, limit your contact with it.
Alright.
I feel I may be more suited to handling it. And he sort of taps the stone on his forehead.
Perhaps I will simply throw it to you then. About as easy as taking it out of his hands.
Seems to be the
Failing
best
anything
option.
else, throw him.
Or stab him. Decapitate him. Head. All options, technically speaking.
Get
That face
creative.
looks at you, Nox, and it's like, I'm sure there's a list of things you'd like to do.
A very, very sinister grin spreads across Nox's face.
But I will still get it away from him first, as much as I'll enjoy it as well. I trust that is within your liking, wizard.
Honestly, if you are able to dismantle this fucking church, you can do whatever the hell you
Don't give him
Cooler
ideas.
hunt.
I have, when the time comes, stand up a flare, stand up some kind of signal into the air, and I will send help immediately.
You have
Oh.
nothing.
I have something I've been working on. And he shows you over to a workbench that has some kind of contraption on it with a um with a small jar affixed to some kind of clamp. Those suckers are gonna fly over the sea. And the glass jars are enchanted to hold a great number of spells. Once broken, the spell goes off. So
Knox's eyes sparkle.
chaos and others slip out. I plan to make a great number of these coming days. Take your time with the ruined city. The more time you give, the more I can provide. He looks now at you all with a sinister smile on his face.
Do you know any way that we could quickly get to the city?
Well,
At this point,
if you're going straight from the ruins, it's only 2 days.
I meant the city ruins. Get from here to the city ruins.
Oh.
We can find a faster route than simply walking. We might be able to beat our quarry there. Then they won't have time to lay roots, which will be questioned when cut up.
Unfortunately, dwarves were quite crafty in making their capital city. That stands. The best I can do is put you at the coast, which would then be about a half a day's walk. But that's the best. The dwarves were really good at crafting, and they constructed a page to inscribe runes upon the entrance of their city, such that no one within 100 feet could simply teleport into or by the entrance.
Is it
I'll
the
still
old
save us
dark
several
capital?
days.
I'm sorry, one person at a time.
Is this the old dark capital we're talking about?
The sinful city ruins.
Yeah, the Sinful
Yeah.
City ruins.
Yeah. On that, well, Nox would have a few questions about that place. But if Fenrir wanted to ask something relevant to what he just said, then go for
Oh,
it.
he was just going to react. He's like, that would still save us several days. Put us right on when we expect them to arrive.
Be
And
warned,
that's it. What?
that city's very dangerous now.
Do you know anything of the creature that lurks at the bottom around the castle?
That creature. Ugh. If I were you,
Yes, that's a yes.
I wouldn't attempt to go to the bottom. That creature is not kind or benevolent. It will eat you just for being in its space.
Yes, I got a rather sinister feeling from it, I must admit.
At least it's relatable.
Yes, well. Forgot where the are actually. It is a very bad. That I can take it up. It mainly, though, protects its master. I only caught a glimpse of him at one point, but he resides within the castle itself.
Some kind of guard dog?
A very nasty guard dog.
More like a guard dragon.
Ooh.
Wasn't it a storm elemental of some kind?
Yes. It is a storm elemental, actually. Possibly see it.
I did.
I would fear to even go near it.
The power radiating off it was incredible.
It's like I said. Being inside probably doesn't want anything near it. So, if the person you're tracking is smart, probably make his way to the 9th level as quickly as possible, trying to stay out of sight of that thing. Given that the level is quite small, it is a pretty hard feat. However, it is impossible.
All right. We can meet the Minotaur fully in the lair he expects to reside in. Probably at the helm of the 9th layer.
It would be great if we could get there before him. I'd love it for us to ambush him rather than the other way around.
Yeah. Because if he's just as strong as the Kraken, which I have a feeling he may be stronger, just gut feeling.
In fact, he was in the room with us and none of us had any idea.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't jump in.
I think it says a lot for his sense of teamwork that he didn't. Maybe this one prefers to work alone.
It's weird. Usually, I mean, you guys sometimes set aside your pride and just really take care of an issue. I think maybe he thought the Kraken could have taken us, and that's how come he just wanted to get out. Just didn't feel like we were much of a threat.
I believe he came in after.
But still,
I mean, after we had won.
that's what I'm saying.
mean,
Like, we...
They
Yeah,
are
like,
literally Lord Petdan's pets. I believe they think they could take on anything. We've taken down a few of them now, and all of them thought that we were just a mere nuisance.
oh, we just keep proving them wrong then.
Right. When do you all want to sleep?
Sleep here for the night.
That
It's
would be
still
peace
a
of mind.
Couple hours till nightfall or daybreak.
That would be nice. Especially knowing that we aren't open to attacks or midnight rampages.
No,
You wouldn't do that, right?
Those clockwork things. Well, if they were to ever to die, that would one big
Raised eyebrows.
I augmented them. I actually upgraded them. You saw them last. Behind a very nice metal plate is one of the glass jars with a rather powerful explosive spell in it.
Nox is grinning again. I like the way you think.
Protection. I got to. I can't hear one of them dying if there's no explosion from all the way up here. We're quite high up.
I take it there is a safeguard to stop it damaging the tower, though.
Well, I mean, the tower's made of... Well, it's entirely made out of metal. It's not made out of brick, so... Getting through that...
Explosions are still explosions.
Yes, well, when it comes to metal that's about a foot thick, not really gonna do much.
It's explosion resistant metal.
Yeah.
Plus, the
He
door
just sort
locks
of
in
nods at
place
Fenrir.
by itself. There's no
I
hinge
remember
to
that.
it. So once it closes, it locks into that kind of force, and that it's tough to break through. Plus, I have my own means of escape. And he points over to the little drone thing. It could probably carry me itself.
Don't
outta here.
envy anyone who gets trapped inside your tower.
Well, I'm quite light, so I know they can carry me. But other people, I don't really know.
Probably me. I don't know about Fenrir.
Maybe without the armor.
Probably not.
I don't.
I thought you were
I don't
about to
wear
say
armor.
without the arms.
I don't wear armor.
He was talking about Mason.
Oh, okay.
Mason doesn't have. He's a very skinny, light guy.
Get naked.
Like he,
Yeah,
He's
well,
a
looking at
naturist
him,
warrior.
the clockwork wizard pretty much just has like a robe on with like a bunch of gears on it that are constantly moving, and that's
And
about
he's
it.
like spindly as hell.
Yeah, he's pretty thin. I don't think I mentioned his race last time.
No, you didn't. We just assumed.
No,
he
you
was all
didn't
human.
actually.
He was wearing a hat last time. This time he's not really wearing a hat, but you can
Oh
see
man, he
now that
changes his outfit.
he's an elf, so
Oh, okay.
he's pretty skinny and whatnot.
Lithe.
Is he like the realm's elf? Not any taller, just thinner.
I mean, he's shorter than Nox. I mean, Nox is like 7 foot, so he's a bit shorter than Nox, which is like average for an elf.
Oh, in the one setting I'm used to, elves aren't particularly tall. They're same as human height, and that's what I was asking. Are elves taller than usual?
Elves are like their normal height in terms of D&D standards, which I think is like an average of like 6 foot.
well, it kind of depends.
Depends.
Like,
Yeah.
like Drow, for instance. I know dark elves, but they're technically very short, like 5 foot, 5'2" at highest. I think I saw. So it's really
Regular
just depends.
elves in like wood elves and high elves have the exact same height as humans. If you go to most other settings, and depending on edition, some of them will tell you realms, and others will tell you basically every other setting. They'll be taller.
Elves range from under 5 foot to over 6 foot tall.
Yeah, like a human.
So he's about 6 foot.
Cool. Thank you, fella.
And when he gives you, just for my own sake, just to tell you guys, when he tells you about the hidden entrance, he has you take out your map and he like points it out on the map of the city, so you know a bit roughly where the hidden entrance is.
Sounds great. Well, we've been riding and walking all day and through the night. If he's being so kind, I believe I will go rest.
Yes. And he points you all to a singular room. It has like 3 beds in the room. So make yourself comfortable.
Fenrir is just gonna look at Nox.
What?
Gonna then clarify. It's like, you think it's all right for me to be comfortable?
Oh, sure. He's not going to dislike that any more than the Saviors.
Good. I've got too used to
It's
it.
like, don't rip up the clothes before you do anything.
That
Take
is
them off.
true. Maybe, yeah. Off.
Well, Mason just turns around.
You think
seeing
these would
this.
rip?
Yes.
Definitely. I don't think you realize quite how much bigger you get.
Yes.
Oh, right. And he starts stripping.
Mason just turns away and
And
walks.
out of nowhere, this strange music starts.
Dun dun dun.
And
I'm
then
trying to find some saxophone music.
probably
Down.
only just out of the room. I
Down.
don't know if the wizard even left yet.
Oh no, he's gone.
Okay, cool. Man starts stripping, and perhaps he hears a nice floof going into full wolf form before he falls front half on the
Yeah,
bed.
what does an explosion of fluff sound like? It's just like a.
Just a floof.
Just a poof.
Have you ever heard? I don't even know how to describe this. I have like the perfect sound in my head, but I forget what caused it. It was like a landslide or something. But it was like so perfect. There was no like rumbling or anything. It was just like the rustle of leaves you heard. And it sounded so good. But
I
yeah.
love it. Yep. So nice and stripping, and then just a big floof, gaining a couple feet of height, bunch of mass, and big brown werewolf falls front half on the bed, and it's like.
So y'all as you all are stuff's going on in the background, not really not out of the ordinary. Ordinary stuff going around in the background stuff.
And we all wake up in a cage.
Oh, damn it.
Yes, you all wake up in cages.
Not this again.
Darn.
You wake
It was
up,
all a
See
dream.
you. See you finally awakened.
Clockwork Wizard is working. Hear some like tinkering, some light hammering, gears turning and rings as he's like doing his thing. And he goes, "Oh, elevator's over there. Let yourself out."
I
Thank
presume
you.
we got ourselves ready, and we were also like, you were going to transport us to the coastline?
Oh yeah. Like looks around and he's like, "Oh, over there," and you see like a massive like magic circle drew, like lined in like salt. And he goes, "Stand in the center of that. Don't step on any of the salt lines."
All right.
Ops has a healthy respect for ritual circles at this point.
I like to imagine that this is the kind of person that does magical spells like bibbity bobbity boo and.
Bibbidi bobbidi. No.
Bigotus,
Bobby
bigotus.
Kabloo.
He grabs his staff, which was next to him, and the staff is made of entirely like bronze. Gears on the top turning, and it's all turning and turning, and at the top is a gear with the flat sides facing up, and attached to that is a small gem, and it's constantly rotating in like a clockwork fashion. As he takes it, he points towards the crystal, towards the wall in the magic circle, and gem begins to glow. It pulls out like tendrils of magic, and it attaches to several points of magic circle. And he goes, "All right, keep your arms, hands, legs, and any other bottom part that you want to keep inside the center of the circle at all times. Otherwise, it might be all the way off in Ulv. Anywho,
Nox gets a tight hold of
here we go.
Morose.
And you see a blinding white light. And it goes away. And you are now on the beach.
Hope this is a beach
no-
of the right country.
Actually,
In the distance, Nox, the familiar entrance to the ruins.
Right, okay, happy days.
well, I'm gonna make a big assumption here. Fenrir's gonna turn around and be really awed by the endless water.
As
Oh,
you hear
yeah.
the waves
You lived in a
crashing
landlocked country. Pretty much.
and everything around you. Catface is like, you okay?
I've never
First
seen a
time
lake
seeing the
without
ocean?
sides without land on either side.
Oh, that's not a lake. We are stood on the side, basically. That surrounds this entire landmass.
That's far too large.
It is, but I'm not going to try and argue with the people who reside in there. Or the monsters. They can keep it.
Look at it for maybe a minute before noticing people starting to wander off, and then I'll catch up.
By the time you the entrance, it is as Nox, you know, better to camp here for the night. As things that just go and hack you on sight side when it comes to nighttime. And you really don't have a house to hide in the night.
But I carry a house with me.
That is true, but
But if you think I'm doing blood magic in the Savior's domain, you can think again.
remember how well that worked last time?
I know.
Venrir will bring up is like, might as well stay out here and see if we can ambush him through this first night. And once we're well rested, go in and find where he would have made permanent residence. Hopefully still for an ambush, but perhaps following in just behind.
So as you
So I
camp
guess we'll
for the night, everything goes. That
keep a
is
person
where-
watching the entrance.
Yeah, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
We'll deal with
Yeah.
that next time. That
Sure.
is where we're gonna end for tonight,
Fun.
and we will be back next week. Hopefully, crossing my
Ooh.
fingers.
Imagine.
All right. That is where we're gonna end it for today.
Fun.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hi, y'all.